Turn mine off. We got about 10 or 15 minutes here with Coach. We'll go ahead and have you give an opening statement here on today's scrimmage and maybe spring ball in general. Then we'll open up for questions.
Well, I think that it was certainly great to work with the kids over the past practices. Get our 15th practice in today, and I look forward to watching the film and evaluate how they did and techniques and fundamentals and etc. But it's been a good thing. We'd like to turn around and practice again for about 15 more, but we can't. But I do think there's progress being made, infant steps, a lot of learning, a lot of kids in different situations, different positions, etc. But I think the learning is taking place. Certainly can't have a player say anything about not getting repetition because we got everybody a lot of repetition, and hopefully they'll continue to get better. And the critical period for these young men are how they're going to react from right now until the end of the summer. What are they going to do? And that's going to be critical. And any success that we hope to have is how hard they're going to work in the summertime. And hopefully, through our meetings, they understand what it's going to take to be successful, because the bottom line is how hard you work in the off season. So with that, open it up for questions.
Jerry, how would you assess your talent level overall right now?
Oh, it's hard to, there's certainly, we need more speed and we need more athleticism. I think that's, that's something I said from the very beginning when I came in, and we just got to increase it, and that's not going to happen overnight, and we'll keep plugging along, and we're going to have to utilize the talent that we have, and I think we can, but we didn't show a lot today, wasn't going to. But I think that there's certainly some kids that can do some things, and we got to get them in the right place, and we hopefully got to keep them healthy. I think that's the biggest key, and then we got to continue to recruit speed. I've said that since the day I walked in. Speed corrects a lot of my lack of coaching, and so the faster you are, sometimes you can run out of some mistakes. So we'll continue to emphasize speed when we recruit.
Is there a unit that exceeded your expectations?
A unit that exceeded expectations. I think that every unit that we had to do, had to get better from the day we walked in, and I think every unit did get better. I will say this: I thought from the start of practice until the end, the defensive linemen didn't understand really what we want to see out of them. We can't go into a season and have 8 sacks and expect to be successful. And so we really emphasized getting up the field and moving the feet and so forth. And I do think that we got much better at that as the spring went on. Now we have a ways to go, but I think that group understands more what we want and expect. And then, our success through my years of coaching, period, has been Eric Klein, our strength coach and speed coach, and his crew. And he's got his work cut out for him this summer. He has work cut out for him the last job, and the last job was before that, and the job before that. But he's been the reason we've been successful, and I know he looks forward to the challenge and the hard work those kids are going to have to put in to be successful.
What about the lack of numbers, Jerry? How does that hurt you?
What's that?
Lack of numbers.
Well, I think that it's just like anything. The more depth, the more numbers you got, the more talent you got, somewhat. And again, I'm not going to make excuses or anything of that nature. We've got a group of young men, and we've got to work them hard, and we've got to get them ready. And I think that they're giving us everything they have right now. That's all we're going to do. And I told them, I said, we've got a vision, and you listen to Coach Gill, and you work hard, and you do what I tell you over the summer, and you come in ready for 2 days. The whole key to our whole team right now is they got to take where they left off today, and when we start 2-a-day camp, we better be better. And that's the whole key. In other words, what they do this summer, I can't go back and start all over. We got to start from where we ended today and keep climbing. And so they're going to have to do a great job in the summertime in taking care of business and doing what they need to do to get better. And we'll see where what we're all about.
Sure, there's not much you can do or see when it comes to spring game, but getting the guys out there, it's kind of the fall weather and the fans. Does that kind of turn it up a notch and make it more real, especially for the younger guys? Did you see that?
I don't think there's any question. I will tell this. I want to compliment the state of Minnesota and the fans. We opened up practice, I think, for the first time in a long time here. We average probably 250, 300 people at practice every day. Those kids, when people are watching them and they're on the sideline, they're going to practice better. I learned from Bobby Ross, who coaches the Chargers and the Lions, and he used to open up camp during two-day camp with the Lions when we had it at Saginaw Valley State. And I said, Coach Ross, why did you do that? He said, Coach, even in the NFL, people are standing. They don't want to be embarrassed. So they're going to practice harder. So I think anytime you get these kids out in front of people and they're watching, and certainly today in the spring scrimmage and things, it's going to make them perform better. Plus, you can find out a little bit more about them, when there's a little bit of pressure there. But we try to make, I think the kids will tell you that every practice that we practice, we try to make it like game day. I'm not a real, even today I tried to be backed off, but then I just couldn't do it there towards the end, is that, I want a team that's going to play with intensity and the level that we need to play in, don't like a bunch of mistakes. And so we're pretty tough on them in practice. And with the repetition we got, we probably played 2 games. Until today, this is probably the less reps we've taken all spring is today, by far.
Jerry, has your view of this job or this roster changed since the day they got it? Have there been any surprises?
As far as, there's a lot of surprises as you go through coaching. I don't, every job that I've taken at Southern Illinois, Northern Illinois, Saginaw Valley State, the University of Minnesota, when there's a struggle or you inherit a team that hasn't won, they weren't in a bowl game, they were without a coach for a long period of time, there wasn't the conditioning there, and I think probably the most surprising thing is, the kids to this point, and I'll know more here over the next 3 weeks. I think they have tried to do what we've asked them to do, and sometimes people fight you on change. Now, change is hard. Change is the hardest thing in the world. Half our coaches' wives aren't here yet. They got kids. Change is hard. These kids, and you'll never hear me blame the kids. These kids have gone through 3 or 4 different coordinators, different coaches, didn't have a head coach during the season. I mean, if I'm one of those kids, I'm not trusting anybody, That's hard for them. Now here comes old bald-headed coach coming in telling them that this is the way it's going to be, and you're going to do it this way, or, you're not, and that's hard. But I think they've handled it pretty good to this point, and I'm proud of them to this point. But I'll never be completely proud. I love my daughter, and I'm proud of her today. But I want her to keep getting better, so we'll see how they get better.
How comfortable are you with Marquise, likely becoming the face of this program?
Well, hey, he's done a heck of a job, I think for young people, I think you have to realize is that Marquise had to play quarterback. Truly played the quarterback and reading defenses since he was in high school, and he only played 3 games before he got hurt, if my memory corrects me, we were recruiting at one time. With that being said, the first day you have to understand when we line up and go defense against offense, it's not like we say, hey, defense, don't put any blitzes or anything in. We want to look good here. We try to make practice ugly. I want the game easy. So the very first day, he sees 2 or 3 different coverages, and he's got to learn where his hot routes are, check downs. Quarterback's a very difficult position to play. And what he's done to this point on the learning curve, he's done a heck of a job. I'm pleasantly surprised. And that's a good thing. He still has a long way to go to learn, but he's done a really, really nice job, and that's going to be important to us.
You mentioned, Jerry, about the long way to go, that probably pertains to the wide receivers as much as any place. Your assessment of that?
Well, I think, we're thin in that area. We don't have a lot of numbers there. We don't have a lot of numbers in several positions, but again, we're going to do what, we may put, we had Bennett out there today playing a little bit. And, so we'll do what we have to do, but we're thin. There's no quick fix way that we can just take a magic wand and fix everything, but we can take the kids we have and get better. And I will tell you, there's some kids out there who are dead tired because they've taken, if you've been in practice and we're going double huddles and going bang, 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 some of those receivers, you'd ask them how many reps they've taken. It's hard on them. And so they're worn out right now. But the whole thing is, you know what? If they were staying on the sideline, they're not going to get any better. By going through the spring, I expect them to be better during 2-day camp. So got some freshmen coming in. We'll see how that works out, and we'll keep recruiting. But that's just part of the process. Again, we're trying to build a foundation. I've said that from day one. And all we do is take the kids we got and make them work hard and continue to get them better, and then we got to find a way offensively, defensively to identify, hey, okay, we can't be the same as we've always been this year, so let's try to get these kids in good positions. You know, we've been in 12 personnel a ton this spring because we've had tight ends. You know, we've been a 10, 11 personnel team and 21 personnel team where I was at before. We've been in 12 personnel all spring long because we have to be. But so we got to build some things around that. So we'll continue to work, you know, through the summer and see what we can do out of different personnel groupings and things of that nature. But that's fun. I mean, I enjoy the journey of trying to figure all those things out. That's what they call, as I say, that's coaching. You got to find a way to get that done.
What's your expectation to be for your team this fall?
The expectations were, I just want to get better. I want to get better every day. You know, that's all you can do. That's all you can control in life. That's all I've been saying for the last 28 years of coaching. If we get better, you know, some good things happen to us. You know, if we don't get better, we'll struggle through things. But just get better every day. That's all you can do. And we've won a lot of ball games throughout the years I've been coaching. And we set our goals just like you set the ultimate goals, but you win daily in life. And you got to work hard every day. And if you continue to build good habits every day, then good things happen to you. So we're just going to take one step at a time and get better every day.
Is there one specific thing that they need to get better as, like, is it, you know, speed, strength, learning?
All of the above. All of the above.
Couple more guys, anything else?
With Marquise, did you say that he's your starter going into the fall?
Well, you know, right now he certainly, you know, is the guy going into fall camp. But you know, we got a young man that's coming in. I think Moses did some good things today. You know, there's a lot of things can happen, and you know, I don't make any brash statements until you know we get out to a day camp. There's a lot of things can happen from now and there, and so we'll just keep learning. But I think everybody. I think we're all smart enough to sit in a room and judge athleticism, and Mark Keefe is a tremendous athlete. And but you know, shoot, in Northern Illinois, we played two quarterbacks last year. One of them was very good, but we wanted to get the ball out of his hands some, so we put the other one in and had both of them on the field some of the time. So you know, it's one of those things. Number one, to kind of give you an idea, when I was at Northern Illinois, when we went in there. We were at the University of Tennessee, 13-9, and we were playing our 14 quarterback. So you better have them all ready to play.
What did you like Belafante? What did you like from him?
Today, he did a good job of leading the team, got him in and out of the huddle, made some throws and things like that. He did some things today that we haven't seen in practice to this point, so he improved, and I was excited about that for him. He's worked hard.
When's the right time to pick a starting tailback, do you think?
I don't ever worry about those things. I never have. I've coached some great ones with quite a few playing in the NFL, and is that the bottom line is, again, where we're at depth-wise, is we're going to need all of them. You know, you seen today, you get a couple of deans, you got to put another one in there. So when we were at Northern Illinois, and that's what I can reflect it to, Chad Spann played a lot, but we played 3 or 4 guys. And we'll continue to do that. You don't want to, you know, you give them the ball 35 times in the Big Ten to one guy. There's not very many guys can do that. Now, if we find somebody we can do that with, we certainly will. But you know, we're not built like that. But you know, we've got good tailbacks, and you know, we'll certainly have to name the starters as we go. But competition's good. Competition makes everybody better. And until we start the first game, you know, we're going to keep the competition heavy and see how people work. I'm still getting to know these kids. I've only been here for a short period of time, and you know, you can't really judge me. I can't judge any of you. I can't judge our kids in 90 days. You got to get to know each other and build relationships and see how kids do under certain circumstances.
You think one more today?
Huh?
Hawthorne's 2 kicks, hit a 50-yard.
Yeah, I did. Was that 50-yarder? Oh, that's good. That's a good thing. I think that we worked hard at the kicking game. We punted the ball pretty good in the spring, and you know, you can win a lot of games in the kicking game. You know, you got to be able to block punts. You got to be able to make field goals. You got to keep the game close. We're going to have to kick a field goal to win a game. We're going to have to block a punt to win a game. And that's how we've been winning games for a long time. So the kicking game, I'm a big guy on the kicking game, and we've worked hard on it throughout the spring. We went live PAT field goal today, and we would have went live punt versus punt block, but I didn't want to show what we're doing on the punt team.
All right, guys. Thank you.